And what are some vehicles, actually, what's the choosing the right vehicle that's going to help me get to my dreams? So with all that being said, what does that even mean?
Yeah, I mean, we all have a dream, I believe, worthwhile pursuing. But, many of us, we'll dream maybe and then we'll stuff it, in the corner and not pursue it because we really just don't know how to get there. But, here at the Entrepreneur Source, we just have an amazing opportunity for us to dream and just explore what's possible. So even if your dream feels unrealistic, it doesn't really matter. Let's start figuring out how we can get there. And so we like to call those vehicles for success, right? So if you've got this dream, let's figure out what others have done to pursue theirs, right? And it doesn't need to be anything magical or brand spanking new, right? You don't need to be a genius to come up with that. Just, very pragmatically look at, okay, do you know what? What have successful people done to achieve their goals, their needs, their expectations, in order to pursue their income, lifestyle, wealth, and equity goals, right? So if you think about the different vehicles for success, I'm sure you'd be able to come up with them yourself, right? Because the one we hear of all the time is the one we hear in school, right? Work hard, study hard so that you can get a job, right? Now, attractive for some people, not so attractive for others, right? So these vehicles aren't inherently good or bad, but it's a possibility, right? What other vehicles are out there, right? Well, we often hear about people talking about investments, right? And even investments have a lot of different strategies, right? It could be stocks and bonds. It could be real estate investments. It could be the popular one nowadays, right? Cryptocurrency. I don't know anything about it, but, that could be an investment strategy. And then, of course, business ownership, right? Now, people will often say, yeah, but I'm not an entrepreneur. That's not for me. So what I would love to do is for us to just unpack them a little bit more and talk about the pros and cons of every single one. But I would love to leave us with a thought or, to not prejudge these vehicles, because so many times people say to me, Tamara, you're in that space. Like, what is the perfect, business or what is the perfect franchise? And, they hate my answer because every time they ask me that, I say, I don't know. And they're like, wait a minute, you've been doing this for 20 years. How can you not know what the perfect business is? And I often equate it to, it's kind of forcing me to say, which mode of transportation is better? Is a plane better than a car? Is a car better than a bicycle? Well, it depends, right? I mean, if your goal is to fly from the East Coast to the West Coast, I would not recommend a bicycle. It will take you forever to get there. But if your goal is to get more in shape, well, then maybe taking a plane is never going to help you get to your goal. So when you look at these different vehicles, maybe that little analogy helps you to kind of really think about, like, what are my personal goals? Forget what everybody else is doing. Let's look at it like a mode of transportation. Which mode of transportation is going to be most likely going to help me to achieve my goals?